Shaman can do with Shaman cards.
Scamas, am I right?
Yes. The answer to that is yes. Skamaz, you are right. Yeah, still though, I think Stripecrow is not going to have too much trouble finding a win with that Zoo Warlock. It's just he went to a matchup that supposedly favored in Zoo, who usually can take control of the board very early, and just could not find a win. So he's going to throw it out again. The Rat's going to throw out Control Warrior. Stripecrow did it last series, but it was under some pretty strong recursors.
Yeah, against a slightly different build as well. I mean, this is just a more traditional Control Warrior style deck. And Chess Dudes was the N'Zoth build that Fibonacci had played too.
Yeah.
Rank 1 last season. Mm-hmm. And so the difference in these two, not going to be too tremendous, but certainly a few less clunky cards, I think, in the Rats deck. You know, having Elise in there just to maybe have something on turn 4 that can start contesting board pressure.
Yeah.
Or something extra, rather. I mean, you still have the Bloodhoof Brave, but you know, every little bit counts here. And now does Strifecrow just feed the Juggler to the Fiery War Axe? I don't think he does. And
no, probably a tap.
We've seen him tap a lot in this situation, and this game is going to be a deviation, so it goes to the Possessed Villager here instead.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen Stripecrow in that situation 3 times now, that being the third, and in the first 2 times he would tap, and this time he plays Possessed Villager. Maybe it's a nod at the matchup, and he just feels like he needs things on the board in this matchup, but definitely hard to tell. But this is... it doesn't line up the best with Ravaging Ghoul, but it's a decent clear, and the Rat has just all the tools for this that you want to see in this matchup. I mean, gets the Fireworks in the opening, has Ravaging Ghoul, Bash, which are both great tools to fight for the board, and if things get out of hand, do into the brawl as well.
Yeah, so here goes the Ravaging Ghoul. Well, I think Rat's worried about right now is Abusive Sergeant to trade up into the school, but
yeah,
Direwolf Alpha would do it as well. And this is going to be a juggle, and this is really important for Strifecrow to land this juggle, I think.
Yeah, if he misses this, that's not good. Not good.
End of analysis.
Yeah. Double brawl. Get past the brawl, you think you made it. Brawls you again.
Yeah, I mean, not really too many options here. The difference between Shield Block and Bash, which I think the Shield Block is probably going to get held here. You know, given that he's got 2 brawls to lead into this, if he picks up a Shield Slam, having Shield Block and Shield Slam for Darkshire Councilman could be very important.
Yeah.
But do you want to bash a 2/2? And the answer, if he's attacking a 1/1, he certainly wants to bash the Knife Juggler in this spot, which I actually think this is kind of a brilliant play here by the Rat, because what he's doing here is he's forcing either multiple trades on his opponent's 1/1s here, or forcing the Peddler to trade in. And just going to go with the immediate value, trading into the Peddler. I think this is fine as well, but you know, the idea that he had spotted a spot where he could put Strifecrow in a situation where he had to trade his 2/2 instead of the other way around, just showing that he's looking at everything.
Yeah. All right, well, not the best brawl here, especially since there's a 33% chance that this Darkshire Councilman comes out and it's buffed to a 3/6.
With 2 brawls, though, I think he's happy to make a play like this.
Yeah. Especially since he's got Sylvanas moving into the next one.
Yep. Wow, even the best result for him.
Yeah.
So Strifecrow going to reload the board here. And at 25, 24, I think the Rat's going to feel comfortable playing the Sylvanas here and kind of putting Strifecrow in that position where the second brawl is going to be devastating.
I have no time.
When you can play Sylvanas in a safe environment with Brawl in your hand against Zoo, you are feeling pretty good. And one thing about the Rat is, you know, Zoo can reload pretty heavily nowadays and can reach very far. So you do have to find a way to win, but the Rat does have a lot of these big drops in his deck that are going to help him do so.
It's looking rough, I'm not going to lie.
I mean, do you just Defender of Argus and just push, hope he doesn't have second Brawl, hope he doesn't have a way to to punish you for this. I think you have to.
Yeah, what other options does he have? And he's going to trade into Sylvanas? That looks miserable. I mean, I don't even think he can win if he trades into Sylvanas.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rat's hand would have to be really bad to win after that. Wow, I think he's trading into Sylvanas. He's hoping that it steals this this M-Gang boss. Takes the initiate instead. Yeah, this was better. Touche. Maybe this was a way to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, protect the councilman from execute. That's the goal right here. Wow, touche, Strife Crow. Much better. Oh, revenge gets picked up.
Yeah.
Much worse.
Yeah. Punish. But so
Given
he's
the
going to be able to
draw, there's no escape,
revenge,
just punish.
execute, and fit in an armor up if he wants to. He can even shield block. I mean, efficient armor ups is great, but I mean, you do have your next turn planned out, most likely with Rag. You will leave one on the board. The Rat's going to think of what, am I going to shield block this turn? And if so, I'm going to use that first. Am I just going to fit in an armor up this turn? What's the game plan after the rest here?
I think there's still some considerations to Brawl, but I mean that's what he's going over right now. Is he had found this fantastic turn with the revenge here, and it's looking like shield block's gonna be first. Maybe shield slam could just change the way you play this. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, this sort of makes the Brawl better because you're leaving 2 minutes on the board and your opponent's probably going to reload. You're not taking out 2 minutes, you're only taking out 1. So we'll see how much Strife Crow decides to load up on the board. Crazed Alchemist, not the best. I mean, he might just see a Knife Juggler here. I don't know how comfortable he feels with Crazed Alchemist. He might throw it onto the Defender Vargas to try and just push a little bit more damage.
I mean, passing up to Gormok, activation is a little bit bad feeling, but if you get it online and it just actually hits your opponent for 4 a turn early, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. He's going to think it over, make sure he makes the right call, but I doubt you expect the second Brawl, so you can probably just load up the board.
Yep, I think I like the Gormok here. Just get it active and try to start hitting your opponent. Like, you're clearly going to need a lot of repetitive damage this game.
Yeah.
And that's going to be pretty close to a shutdown. Wow, he's actually going to go with Ragnaros first. I'm a bit surprised by this. I mean, maybe he's just trying to get the last bit of resources from Strife Crow before this happens. Maybe just feels comfortable with his life total. Ragnaros got his work cut out for him. This is a lot of minions on board.
That's 10, 11 damage now with the juggle. Potential 13, 14 damage with Abusive Sergeant. Maybe he's trying to get him to attack in so he can just revenge and execute and isolate this Rag on the board.
That's definitely a good play too, is baiting revenges. I mean, revenge is certainly a major comeback card.
I don't think Strife Crow even thought about it for a second. He just went for it. He's going to get so punished.
Well, the juggler sticks around.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what, Revenge and Bloodhoof Brave looks mighty good. And then he gets the execute here. That Bloodhoof Brave is a very strong draw.
Yeah.
And
Blood
I guess,
Brave, execute, and armor up.
It's the age-old question: do you kill the Knife Juggler or kill the 4/1?
I find myself asking that all the time.
Yeah, I think killing 4/1's better just for respect to Abusive Sergeant. If your opponent draws that, it's a very easy trade for them.
Yeah. I mean, I think either are good here. If you go face, then that means Score Howl plus anything next turn is lethal. We'll see what Strife Crow can pick up. Picks up Leroy Jenkins. That's not what you want.
He's got to go for Leroy. He doesn't have an option.
Yeah. And that is going to be game, I believe. No, because he can Mortal Coil down one of these 1/1s. Or he can kill the Rag with the Knife Juggler with the Mortal Coil.
I mean, I'm definitely Mortal Coiling here.
Yeah.
There's too much thought to it. Strifeco's going face. And this is basically going to lock the game up at this point. Rat's down to 5. But look at this turn here. Gorehowl, smack face. Well, that's actually... No, that's not going to end it, but it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So if he just Gorehowl and smacks face, the game ends here 50% of the time, and the other 50% of the time he knocks out the Leroy Jenkins and doesn't die.
Yeah. But, I mean, this is sort of the same thing. He eliminates life tap by putting him at 2.
Yeah. Yeah, this is exactly the same thing, because same situation occurs. So he puts Strifeco at 7. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
And then Leroy dies. Strifeco has to peel 7 damage, and that's... Unless that's another Leroy Jenkins.
The second Leroy Jenkins.
Rat takes a quick 2-0 lead here.
All right.
Quick and control warrior are not often the words you use in the same sentence, but just really getting the job done. Having an early fiery War Axe to just keep the board pressure under control, and then having Brawl Sylvanas, not even using the second Brawl in this instance. Strifeco traded away the Sylvanas here, and I think that prevented that setup from that.
And now just a